Here's the very boring strategy that has been responsible for dozens of brands we've worked with at the agency and helped them scale to multi six-figure months, and even more dozens of students within my Inner Circle program that scaled to multi 6 and 7 figures per month in revenue. And like I said, it's very boring. It's not sexy at all. It's not something that is going to pop up and, be a viral video on YouTube. In fact, this video itself will probably actually have very low views, but it's easily the most underrated strategy. And the thing that I see a lot of people who are stuck sub 100K a month that just cannot break through to be able to actually hit those multi 6 and 7 figure per months in revenue with their ecom brand. And it's actually funny because I was talking with my boxing coach today. Basically, hey, like, what is your goals for 2026? And it's actually funny because as someone who is a high achiever, I actually laugh at people who set goals for 2026 or even yearly goal setting and stuff, because 95% of people that set goals for a new year will actually fail at achieving them, or just not even like attempt them at all. They'll start the year off January, set a bunch of big goals, and then like immediately, like within 2 days, just give up on them. So like for me, like I laugh at people that set yearly goals, and as I'm around more high level, high achiever people, I see less people set yearly goals. They might set things like some vague things of, I want to like go take a trip to Paris, for example, or complete 75 hard in that sense. But for the most part, high achievers and high income earners, what they do know that is helping them hit multi 6 and 7 figure months is that boring stuff. This is the sexy stuff that helps scale the business. So like going back to what I was talking about earlier with my boxing coach and stuff, is that, we were talking about the fact that, hey, we don't really have technically goals for the year, but more so, what are we optimizing for, right? So in the sense of, for you who may be below, say 100K a month with your ecom brand, you may be optimizing for hitting your first $1 million month or hitting your first 100K month with your ecom brand and stuff. So then from there, it's okay, if we're optimizing for that, what are all the things that we need to be doing on a day-to-day basis to get us closer to that goal? If we're optimizing for weight loss, for example, we're going to go ahead and we're going to start pulling back the calories on a day-to-day basis. We're going to set a goal of hitting the gym every day, set a goal of getting our water intake every day, and we're going to optimize our routine to basically be able to go ahead and hit that goal of weight loss. So when we're trying to optimize for, say, our first 100K a month or our first 7-figure month, it's more so what are the inputs that we're currently basically inputting in that sense. Basically, what are those day-to-day actions we're doing on a day-to-day basis to create those inputs that create those outputs when those inputs are basically going and like done over and over and over for an extended period of time. So like, for example, for me, like I'm optimizing to grow this YouTube channel. I'm optimizing to grow my agency. I'm optimizing to grow my coaching program and stuff. So that's why I have not missed a YouTube upload in the last like 3 or 4 years, or maybe like 1 or 2. But if you look back at my channel, I've been posting consistently 3 times a week now for 3 to 4 years now. Since 2019, technically, I've been posting 3 times a week because I'm optimizing. I'm creating that input that's going to create the output that I want. So I don't set a goal of, hey, I want 1 million followers on YouTube this year. I set a goal of, hey, can we go ahead and create 3 videos a week? Because I know if I take those actions, I'm optimizing for the thing I do want, which is that 1 million subscriber plaque one day. So for me, coming back to like an ads and being able to scale and grow, these aren't like sexy things, right? Like I won't get likes and followers on Instagram because I set a goal for posting 3 videos a week. But I will get a bunch of likes and comments if I set a goal of, hey, I want to get 1 million followers this year on YouTube. And a bunch of people are like, oh, you got it, or oh, you can't do it and stuff like that. But that doesn't really, track for what the level I want. So if I want to optimize for something within inside my brand and everything, then I know that I need to start looking at the key little things I'm doing on a day-to-day basis. And that might be your research, right? Being able to show up every single day and do the research, whether it's Reddit or scrolling through TikTok or on, different ad spy tools and stuff like that. doing your research on a day-to-day basis, that's not sexy. It's boring. It's not glamorous or anything like that, but that boring work of those to-dos for a long period of time is what allows you to be put in the environment for new winning ad ideas to be sprouted. And same thing here for other things, right? Like the more we test ads, the more we continue to develop strategic ads, the more we continue to test landing pages and offers and have a consistent schedule over a long period of time. Again, it's not sexy. It's boring, right? It's the boring work there. But when you do that over an extended period of time and you find new winning ads, you find a new winning landing page, you find a new winning offer. And those are the things that catapult you and create that output you want of hitting 6 figures, even 7 figures a month with your ecom brand. And again, it's not sexy at all. That's the boring part, right? You know, is doing this work for an extended period of time and not getting that satisfactional reward while you're doing the work. And the fun thing is that the more you do the work and the more you enjoy it and stuff, you actually look forward to doing that work. And then the actual outcome just happens like that because you're so focused and you're so fulfilled with the work you're doing that when the outcome hits, it's like, all right, cool, back to work in that sense. And that's also why a lot of people who do hit those big outcomes fall back down, because once they hit that outcome, what essentially happens there is they fall flat on their face because they stop doing the thing that got them there. I remember I hit 10K a month for the first time in my life. It was back in 2020, I believe, or 2020. Yeah, it's 2020. It was like September, maybe October of 2020, I hit my first 10K a month. And I remember I felt on top of the world. And what I mean by that is I stopped reading, I stopped learning and stuff because I hit my first 10K a month and I felt like I didn't need mentorships or anything like that anymore. I felt like I knew it all. And basically what happened is I stopped giving myself those inputs that were creating the outputs. And I fell flat back on my face like 2-3 months after, back down to zero when I was scaling my agency. So same thing here. It's like once you start falling in love with those inputs, that boring, unsexy work that creates those outputs you want, then those outputs happen a lot faster and they happen a lot more consistently. And they happen, what I would say, over like if you look at a longer period of time of you consistently doing those inputs for an extended period of time, those outputs happen consistently over that period of time. And then also too, they happen a lot faster than you mentally think that they're going to happen right now. Why? Because you fall so in love with the work you're doing, the boring, unsexy work of research, improving your copy, and literally refining each little thing that you're trying to like skill set within your business. As you refine those skill sets right there, I think back, you know, again, with like boxing and stuff that I do, like we'll go and just spend like a week just working on the jab, right? And like someone who's been boxing for 3 years, 4 years now almost, still this long in the process of spending a week on just a jab, for most people that'll sound like dehumanizing in the sense of like, oh, why am I going back to a basic thing? But when you go back to those basics and refine those over and over, you get so good with those basics that what essentially happens here is you beat everyone else now, because no one like masters the basics in that sense, and they always look forward to the flashy stuff, but then you realize it's way better to master those basics before you go to the flashy stuff. So like copywriting for me, that creates the creatives. You know, copy is what the foundation of my creatives. Copy is the foundation of my landing page. And then, okay, well, what creates the copy? Well, it's the research. Well, I want to master research, and then that's going to help me create better copy. Then I want to master headlines, because mastering headlines to get more people to read my copy. And then again, like for me, it's like copy is not just the primary text. It's also my video script. The video script I write is also copywriting. So that's going to allow me to create better hooks to watch the video and stuff. Then it's like, okay, well, what happens after that? Well, after I write really good bodies and stuff, what am I putting in the video? It's the next highest leverage action, right? And really just refining my skill set of all these different levels here, being able to test, review, get feedback on that, and then be able to apply those learnings to next round of creatives, next round of copy, and not just starting there or stopping there, but actually going to your landing page, your offer testing, all of these key points right here, where it allows you to further improve your skill set in a very extended period of time. But again, it's not sexy, it's boring, it's not flashy, it's not the next huge thing, the huge strategy that everyone's talking about and stuff. It's not going to get views on YouTube. Very few people are going to do it. And this is why so many people are stuck sub 100K a month, because they're not actually sitting there refining and building a skill set that's going to serve them for long term. They're too worried about, hey, how soon can I flex on social media? How soon can I drop these huge like screenshots and stuff like that and get that dopamine rush? Or how soon and how fast can I, quit my job now to go do this full time? Like, yes, it sucks. Don't get me wrong. It sucks being in that position where you still have to work a job and try to do this and everything. But once you fall in love with those inputs that create those outputs you want, then what happens is all of those outputs come by so much faster. So if you really want to win going into 2026, don't really be setting like some crazy goals of like, I want to do $1 million a month when you're only doing 10K a month, right? Set what I would say more so expectations of what's more realistic to the goal that you want to hit, and then set the goal being the input that you need to do to create that output. So if you want to hit $1 million a month, that's going to be more so like the team you need to hire, the products you need to launch for the year and everything. If you want to hit 100K a month, that's going to be more so refining and building a better skill set for research. So obviously one of your to-dos every single day should be research. Another one of your to-dos every single day should be reviewing winning ads and reviewing good ads online, reviewing like historical sales letters and stuff from people like Dan Kennedy, Gary Halbert, Clayton Makepeace, for example, like reviewing these sales letters and stuff and refining your skill set as a copywriter and understanding what makes a good offer, good landing page and stuff. Like this should all be doing your research. This should be on your day-to-day to-dos. That's going to help you create better ads. And if you can create better ads, well, then what happens there? You're going to start finding more winning ads. You start finding more winning ads, you're going to start scaling. You start scaling, that's going to help you hit that 100K month or even $1 million a month, where it further allows you to basically go ahead and scale your ecom brand. And whether you're in a situation where you still have a job, you can quit your job, or whether you're just in a situation where, hey, you want to upgrade your lifestyle and you need to hit that $1 million a month to have a much better lifestyle. Well, then in that case right there, same thing applies there. So don't go too much into 2026 with some crazy goal that's just an output. Go into 2026 with a goal of inputs and go for the boring, unsexy, not highlighted things on social media that create those outputs that you can flex on social media by the end of 2026. Now, if you're in a situation where you're just like, hey, Nick, I'm doing these inputs and maybe I'm not seeing the results I want, or maybe I want someone to help me review my creatives and stuff. If you click below, you have Nick Theriot mentor you, where I actually work with you one-to-one inside my Inner Circle program, where I actually help you improve your inputs, dial in your inputs to where you can create better outputs and actually achieve those things that you want at a faster rate. So click the link below to have Nick Theriot mentor you. And if y'all enjoyed this video, hit the like button, hit that subscribe button for new videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.